Allan
Hey,
here with
Brett.
the Allan Show, chatting with Ian McCulloch. Such an honor. Thank you for your time, for hanging out today a little bit.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Well, this is very cool to have you be a part of such a interesting and genre-bending type project. I'm always interested to know when I get to speak to amazing people, what was it that interested you in this, which, from what I understand, is similarly based on some true events, and causing you to decide, how to be a part of it, or not true events necessarily, but based on a book, that sort
Right.
of thing, when you're deciding to become involved.
Well, when people approach me about things like Atomic Monster and James Wan brought me this book and said, "Hey, what do you think about adapting this?" I look at the material or I read the book, and I either know what to do or I don't know what to do. And with this
Okay.
book, I knew exactly what to do. Now, what I did was a really big swing, which was the book is a big uh, ensemble piece with dozens of characters, an entire town, lots of set pieces. Things happen that are just huge. And when I read it, I went, what if we flipped it on its head? What if we took all that away? What if we just dealt with the central family involved in this story? And what if we took the entire piece and brought it down to ground level, and instead of it being an epic, we made it a keyhole epic, which is a very big story, but told through the lens of one family at ground level, their experience of something supernatural, otherworldly, fantastical. And that got me really excited. Now, when you do that, or when I do that, I just go write the script. I didn't ask anybody, I didn't talk to anybody. I went and wrote a script, very different from the book. And I said to Atomic Monster, here's what I want to do. Here's this first episode. If you want to do this, we can do this. If not, no harm, no foul. I'll go do something else. We'll meet again. Maybe we'll find some other project. They loved it. Second thing that needed to happen was Robert McCammon, who wrote the book that it's based upon. We had to send it to him and say, hey, this is our adaptation of your book. It's nothing like your book, but I think
Okay.
you'll see that it has the same DNA. And Mr. McCammon, to my great relief, was very excited about it. And eventually, when we were shooting it, he came to set. He spent some time, and we ended up being, good friends by the end of his visit. So yeah, that's what interested me, is that we had the freedom to do something that we thought would take the story in a different direction, but stay true to its essence.
I love that. Well, I mean, how convincing it was, hence my faux pas on true events. I just think it's interesting.
I thought that was
Um,
awesome. I'm like, tell me about these true
I know I
events.
saw your
This
eye
is
expression,
crazy.
and I
No,
was
it's
like,
awesome.
yeah. No, I find it very fascinating when you take a story like this and you adapt it from a book to make it an anthology series where there's multiple episodes. And you answered it in part for me in the sense of you're just deconstructing something, keeping the essence and honesty of it, but taking it in a different direction. Along those steps of the way, what are some challenges? And you mentioned a couple, Ian, that you face as an author deciding, how much essence you're going to keep versus, taking some of the risks that you took as a creative and obviously having it pay off. I think this part is very fascinating to me more than anything else. I find it very intriguing.
Uh, I think once I took the big leap of changing things, then I feel like I have enough ownership that I can do what I need to do and let the characters talk to me and let the story tell me where it's going to go. I think it would be a far more difficult road to go down if you felt beholden to aspects of the book.
Mm,
And, if there was someone saying, wait, but you have to have this character and wait, this has to happen. Once uh, Robert McCammon and Atomic Monster and James Wan and then Peacock, once they were comfortable with the direction of the story, I just told the story. And that story is the story that that Teacup is now. It's not built on pieces of other stories. It starts to become its own story. By the time we get to episode 3, I'm not thinking about Stinger at all. It's kind of like an actor. I learn my lines and then I go on stage and I'm not thinking about my lines anymore. I'm that character, and that character says those things. I'm trusting that I learned the lines. I don't need to. They're in here somewhere. Stinger is in here, and it's coming out in different ways, but it's not. I'm not doing. There's no tips of the hat or nods to Stinger. It's the story becomes its own story.
I love that. I think that's what makes it interesting. Um, and this is so good. I can't wait for people to see this early October with episodes coming out succinctly until through Halloween. Thank you for your time. I'm a big fan. This has been fun. I appreciate your time, and I can't wait for audiences to enjoy. This is great. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Have a good day. It was really good talking to you.
Absolutely. Likewise. Thank you so much.